Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is RimWorld. We are back at the Hussar and Highmate colony. It's time to clear the messages over here because we are starting off a new episode today. You can see our boy Buddy is out here extending the walls a little bit. So we've got some downtime since the trap funnel is fully completed here. Where's the smoke coming from? Oh, we got a dry thunderstorm. Oh, okay. I was like, did we just get hit by a mortar that I didn't know about? But no, Randy is shooting us with lightning bolts. Like he thinks he's Zeus right now. But no, other than Randy's ego, things are going pretty good around here so far. I mean, we've always got one or two issues to deal with. But Shay is still a wild woman. She has gone wild because we murdered her bonded mate. But that was intentional. We're trying to get her eventually one day to hook up with Cinderman here. I've got him all decked out in his beautiful yellow mustard colored garb here, so maybe she'll find that appealing. But nonetheless, what's he doing? He's injecting some go juice. Ah, yes. So of course, as a Hussar and Highmaid only colony, it's been very tough to recruit people. In fact, he's one of the only people we've actually technically recruited fresh. Most of these other pawns are just children of Strong and Shepherd. Now, and that includes Lady V here, who is now almost fully grown. She's 14, got a couple more years to go till she's considered a true adult, but she does have her full list of traits, and skills are just popping off like crazy with her. But everything's going good, guys. So let's get into the episode today, see what kind of day Randy brings us here. I think I'm going to go ahead and extend all the way up here. Let's do this together. Normally I kind of do this thing off camera, but we can use the shapes tool here. And I'm going to grab the very corner. Yeah. Grab the corner. Don't worry, we can build over the water. And it seems like it's just a very small amount of land that we're claiming here, which it is. It's not the most, it's not that great, but for one thing, I don't have a ton of granite, so we got to keep it kind of limited. But another thing is we're trying not to get too close to the edge. We've got a lot of expanding to do in this direction here. As you can see, I've got my plans laid out over the river and stuff, but if we stay over here for a moment, so what I've been doing just to save on resources is I go through and I cancel each corner here, and you can see I've done that with this section too, so it keeps us contained just as well, but it saves on resources. Now it would of course make it more difficult for breach raids or siege, or well, not siege, but you know what I mean. It would make it more difficult if I doubled up the stones, but I think since we're actually expanding, since we're still in an expansion phase technically here, I'm not going to worry about it. But one thing I could do if I wanted to get real tedious was I could grab these wall segments, and since I have minify everything, I could go through and replace them, so we actually get that doubled up wall instead of just deconstructing these. But I don't think I'm going to do that. That's a little too much work, because don't forget, in addition to laying the walls, now I have to go through and manually set the, let's do the home zone here, because I can't really drag this too much. I could probably drag it like 2 or 3 squares, but that's it. So it's a tedious process, but it's worth it, especially to get that overall aesthetic here of the diagonal walls. I definitely like that a lot better. But anyway, I'll continue to work on this here for a little while longer. Oh no, not again. I'm going to have to switch Buddy off of construction for right now. This is the second time this man's getting attacked. Luckily, Strong is out here and she's got her weapons. Let's get her shotgun out. Alright, Buddy. So in case you guys have missed it, he's already been attacked by a timber wolf. Almost got eaten to death, but luckily he was saved, and it was basically luck. Cinderman got there just in time, but what's she doing? Alright, let's take a shot here at this old boy. What? I told you to get your shotgun out. Oh yeah, that's going to be much more effective. Nice. Oh, look, he's running. He's going. He doesn't want any piece of Strong. He noticed her, and he was like, nope. But you know what I could do is just actively go into our wildlife tab, and any of the predators we can go ahead and just hunt. It's going to be a little risky, but overall it will be safer this way. Oh, there's Shay. She's listed in the wildlife tab. Of course she is. Of course she is. She's a crazy woman. But let's keep this going, and I'll just set him to be hunted too. This way Strong will get on top of it. Yeah, it's risky, but Buddy's helping out. You know what I could do? Instead of going through and like changing up his work orders, I can just come in here and ask him to make some stuff, you know? That way he'll be preoccupied indoors and he won't be out there as much. I don't know what I really need to make. Let's take a look. The Tattered Apparel is Strong. She's wearing some nasty old armor here from a dead person, but it's doing the trick so far. Now, maybe I should go in. Let's take a look at the kids here. What are they wearing? Everybody got everything they need? Yeah, see. Oh, Strong's still an infant, but I actually don't think I have that much textile at the moment. It's hard to see. 655. Oh, bunch of it is cloth. So yeah, anyway, that's the situation out here. Buddy is a favorite little morsel for every predator on the map, and as I was discussing with a Discord member after the last episode, it's very traumatic when you have to watch a wild animal eat one of your pawns because you can't stop it for whatever reason. It's a real psychological pain, no doubt about it. Well, now looks like our ostriches are doing okay. We've still got 2.3 days until we get our anti-grain warheads. But man, oh man, it's been a long quest, but worth it ultimately if we succeed. Now, another thing that's kind of cool with these guys is we do have a few fertilized ostrich eggs. I set up this in the last episode, specific little stockpile just to collect these, because once these guys leave, we'll still have the babies, you know, for our own. So now we're going to start an ostrich farm in addition to our thrumbos here, which is pretty handy. I mean, they have eggs. I think we can get plenty of meat from them. I'm actually curious to know. Meat amount 126, leather amount 40. That's decent for a bird. Come on, big old ostrich. You know, I've actually eaten ostrich in real life too. I've had ostrich jerky while traveling through the Southwest, but you know, just tastes like any other kind of bird meat. Not that bad. All right, well, looks like they've got these walls completed now. I put a little door in here just so that they could go right to it instead of having to come all the way around. Just make things more efficient. And they got the job done. So I think it's time to deconstruct these walls. The overall point of this is to to try and squeeze in a new ritual room. And this area right here needs to be replaced with some bedrooms. That was the original intention. So we're going to go ahead and get our deconstruct tool out. I've got it paused because that always makes things a little easier. I just want to make sure I don't deconstruct anything important. Actually, I'm going to leave this up for now, and we will deconstruct that. You can see I've already extended the pin markers here so our animals won't just wander around. But I want to be careful, because if I accidentally were to deconstruct one of these and not notice it, of course that would leave us with a big hole in the walls themselves, and that would be a travesty, but we would discover that quite quickly on our next raid. So like I said, just going to be extra careful. All right, looking good. Now this area is, I just want to get it properly deconstructed so it matches this side, so they're, you know, it's kind of symmetrical, looks nice. This over here kind of bugs me too, but it's not as bad as my bathroom. This was like me experimenting with Dub's bad hygiene, trying to figure out, you know, the best setup. And that's definitely not the best. But, of course, the intention is to get rid of this rectangular monstrosity altogether at some point. And just go with, you know, something more shapely and unique looking. I do really enjoy the way the AI lays out and designs the monuments that'll give you, like its quests and stuff. So maybe we'll try and emulate something like this instead of just going with the pure circles too. Okay, well, the shuttle has arrived for the ostriches, so it is all hands on deck. I've got the entire colony coming over here because there's a bunch of them. So they're going to have to make a couple of trips probably. But this is a big one, guys. We've got 3 anti-grain warheads now. Plus, like, I think it was like 300 plasteel or something, which is pretty amazing. I mean, the warheads themselves, in case, like I've said, in case you guys have never seen an anti-grain warhead in action, well, stick around because we will eventually use them. I don't know if it'll necessarily be the next raid, but we will use them at some point. It's just essentially a huge explosion. So imagine like a mortar shell, but on steroids, which is essentially what they are. But we're going to have 3 of them now. And we've also got ourselves, I think, 2 animal pulsers. Yeah, there's 1, 2. There's also a standby insanity lance. Yeah, we've got 3 pulsers, I think. You know what I could do? Is I can go to the weapons tab, and if we look at the apparel, it's all listed here too. You can see even who's got things equipped, and if you click on it, it'll zoom right to it. So that's another good way. But anyway, let's see. And I can also click off the colonists, so we only see what's on the ground here. Let's see, we've got... Oh, it doesn't show since animal pulsers are not apparel. That won't show there, but that's okay. Another thing we could do is use our inventory tab and just do pulsar. There it is. So we have a total of 3 of them. Very handy. Both of those mods, extremely helpful. Just quality of life, UI additions, which I've picked up over the years of playing. And those are those kind of things that once you've played with them, it becomes impossible not to. But anyway, let's see. We're going to have a little squirrel come to visit. I'm just going to keep my eye on him. What's he doing? Oh, he's hanging around the door. I thought he was going to come in through the trap funnel. But nope, he decided to just hang around outside. And there they are, the anti-grain warheads, and like I said, about 300 plasteel, which is going to be great. Man, there's so much research I need to be doing right now, but as I mentioned before, the research kind of gets put on hold, unfortunately, when growing season comes around. So we're actively looking for either a research pawn or an animal handler so we can tame Shay. Our closest pawn right now is Clarissa, who's still at a 3 in terms of her animals, which really stinks, man. I'm tempted to just get like a rat or something. Something that's like easy to tame and handle just so she can get her experience up with it. Yeah, I think we will. Let's try for a couple of rats. Oh, look, she can't even do rat taming yet. Oh my god, this is terrible. Okay, well the walls are set, and as you can see, I've got a little bit more zone to work on here. This is my safe zone, not the home zone, obviously. Now with this one, I can use my shapes tool to make my life a lot easier. I've shown this off before, but this weirdly shaped one here is actually a paint can, like you would use in MS Paint or whatever, Photoshop, because what this does is it allows you to come in here and fill in any areas. Boom, see, it did the whole side there, so it contains it within the wall. So I could even fill in over here too, but I don't want to do that. Now intentionally I've set this so the exterior walls are not included, because I don't want anybody either coming outside or even inside working on the walls. This is just the safe zone, mainly for the kids and the Highmates and stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to show off that shapes tool again. It's very helpful, makes life easier. So that works because we had a nice enclosed set of walls here. Let's go ahead and replace this little one there. All right, so we're pretty much in business now. And since the ostriches are gone, we've got some eggs. These things take forever. Hatches in 1.8 days. Yeah, it takes a while. Let's see, how's the kibble's looking? Good. We got about 1,000 of it sitting in the floor there. So let's go ahead and design our new ritual room. How should we do this? I'm thinking, like I said, I might try and freehand it, do something like this, but I'm thinking maybe we should put it right in the corner. We could keep it in line with this, like with the walkway, so in other words, I could extend this path and just have it down here bordering, but this is our barn, so that would kind of cut it off. I'm thinking if I put it like right over here somewhere and use the exterior wall as part of the structure, that might make it look good, as well as be pretty functional and kind of keep it away from, give the animals as much space as they can handle. So let me remove some of these plants here, just to make things less confusing. In fact, I'm going to remove all these. All right, well, check this out. It's fairly simple, but I think this is going to actually look pretty incredible. So what I'm going to do is use some marble for this structure. In fact, I don't know how this is going to end up, but I might end up putting like a layer of marble on the interior as well. We'll just see. Let's set this up though. So I'm just going to do a kind of diamond shape right here at the very edge. And it is a rather large room, but remember, eventually this is going to have to be our ritual space for the whole colony. So we're going to have several sets of pews in here as we get more and more people. But it's a good size, something I think we can use all the way up into the end game here. It does eat into the animals, grazing land, but they've still got plenty of stuff. Plus, there's kibble for them. So now let's bring... just like this. It worked out perfectly too. The way that this pathway lined up with the very edge here of our walls. I mean, literally just perfect. I didn't even plan it out. So let's go ahead and continue the floors too. This is gonna again eat into the grazing lands, but I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine with just this little strip here. It's gonna look cool, I think. So we've got, and I almost feel like I should use a different path. I don't have any sandstone for one thing, but we'll get some more. No, we'll stick with that. And on the inside, let's see. Well, let's get a door up here first. Let's just grab a steel door. And we'll put that right there. Of course, I'm going to need to get a temperature control unit, but I'll wait for him to build the walls. And we're going to need some power. Let's check out our nearest power source. Here we go. I like to keep it underground whenever possible so we don't see them, but then I will switch to the actual normal, because there's a difference in the work time and the quantity of materials it takes for these two different types. The underground is obviously more expensive, so just to keep things cheap, it's a little bit more labor for me in clicking, but not a big deal. All right, there we go. So I'm going to let them construct this. Then we'll see how it looks. Like I said, I might go ahead and put a layer of marble all the way around because, of course, in case you're unaware, the marble walls do give a beauty modifier. You can see that when I look at the walls, they give a +1 to beauty, whereas like a marble or a granite wall on this side does not. So marble's the only one that does that. In fact, I need to replace the floors in here too, because these aren't giving any kind of beauty at all. See, these bricks in here are actually more beautiful than these, despite the type of material we use. But that's okay. I'll worry about that later. This is actually a decent little room, isn't it? All right, no worries. Like I said, we'll see how this turns out. I'm already excited for it, though. I think it's going to look cool. And remember, this rectangular thing is getting eliminated, too. It's another thing I'm going to have to do is design a nice little centralized latrine. At some point, these are coming out, too. So I'll probably be able to put a nice little, yeah, I think we'll have like a bathroom area, wash area here, right across from like, because this is going to be eventually converted to a dining room, bedrooms here. So we'll have some nice personalized bathrooms right across from them. Oh boy, well I'll tell you what, I think this is turning out to be pretty nice. As you can see, we've just got a shadow of the eventual outcome, but I'm liking it so far. I got to get Shepard over here to cut these trees manually. Otherwise our... Oops, no. Start with this, sir. Otherwise our constructor people are doing it, and it takes them half a day to chop down one tree, not to mention the stump. So I'm helping them out a little bit. But yeah, this is going to look pretty good. Obviously, we got to add some more pews at some point, but everything's nice and centered. I don't think I'll worry about putting in an extra layer of marble just yet. Maybe eventually we'll do something with these walls, but yeah, it's going to be okay. I think it'll be beautiful enough with just the different accoutrements that we have in there. We don't need extra flooring. Let's take a look here. We got ourselves a new group of visitors. Where are they? Oh, it locked up there for a second. Let's see here. Oop, that's a large group. Ooh, we've seen Botates before. She's a Hussar, but not really the best one. We're not really looking for her. I was hoping to see that other Hussar. I can't remember the name. Kowakas or something like that. but he had a minor passion in intellectual, but he's not here this time, unfortunately. No worries, no worries. We'll just entertain these folks as best we can. Let's check out our faction influence real quick. Okay, we're neutral, plus 60. We lost a big chunk with the Empire, but we're trying to get it back up to allied status. Of course, Forder would be great too. They don't send people as often, but we did have a group from the Forders recently. So, oh man, Clarissa, she's 10 years old. Let's see. Of course, Buddy and Lady V, they've got they're at, oh look, his birthday is today. Coincidentally, just checking out the ages of our kids. Veronica is 6 and 7 days, so she's fairly close to a growth event. And of course there's Little Strong. Oh man, that's another thing I'm really hoping to get lined up here, some growth vats at some point. Yeah, that's going to be a nice, quick and easy one. In fact, let's do that before we do mending. What do you say? Yeah, I would love to be able to throw Little Baby Strong here into that growth vat, at least for the first couple of years, so he can get up and walk around, you know. Oh, look at that. Well, our own little ostriches have been born. Let's check them out. We've got, oh, wow, there are 5 male ostriches, or 4 of them. Sorry, I was counting the cougar there. 2, 4 males and 1 female. Interesting. I guess we'll go ahead and keep that ratio for now. We could breed up more. There's no harm in that. I wonder just how quickly these guys grow, you know, because it's a nice little chunk of meat. Let me know out there. Has anybody else ever had an ostrich farm, and how did you find it? Was it efficient? Was it effective? We're going to give it a try here. Let's go back into the animals, actually. No, they have no ability to be trained whatsoever. It kind of figures. I think they're pretty dumb animals, in all honesty. But nonetheless, they're good meat birds, so that's what we're going to be using them for. Man, oh man, that quest turned out to be quite the blessing. And let me tell you, I am just itching to use these anti-grain warheads, but so far it's been pretty peaceful, pretty quiet around here. Randy hasn't done much except hit us with a couple of mad squirrels here and there and some elk, but really nothing else too dangerous. This is coming along slowly, but we are getting to it. I've also been expanding the hit box, or the kill box area, just a little bit, trying to make it more safe. I added this wall here. It's obviously it's not meant to contain, but just to deflect any fire if we have people coming by to like rescue downed members or something. I think I could probably get rid of this. Let's do this, and then I can bring these forward. And actually, I'll cancel this, and I'll just move this one right there. Actually, let's cancel all 3 of these. Boom, like that. We'll see. Just trying to, you know, just doing a little bit of tweaking here and there while I wait for the next big, while I wait for the shoe to drop, so to speak. All right, well, there we go. We just got ourselves allied with the Empire. They left us a little bit of gold, but that's pretty amazing. Actually, I'm tempted to send for a trade caravan right away. Yeah, let's do that. It might knock off our alliance. Probably not. Let's see, request trade caravan. Of course, they just have the standard Imperial trader, which we can trade with even if we don't have a royal pawn, so that's good. Now, if we were to try to go to one of their settlements, we would need our royal pawn to do that, of knight level, I believe, or higher, but I did situate our drop spot, our starting place, next to an empire, so hopefully once we get Shay back, we can get her. I don't know if she's lost all that honor that we built up with her. It still shows that she's got the yeoman title, so we should be good. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, that's just another thing we'll learn here shortly. Well, I say shortly, but as soon as she actually gets recruited, or tamed. I keep calling it recruited as though she's a normal prisoner. She is not, but nonetheless, that's just another worry. This is going good over here. The Thrumbos are losing their training more and more, so the tameness is the next thing, unfortunately. Like I said, we really need to get somebody who can do better than a 3. What we need is a 10. That would be amazing, because then they could actually handle the Thrumbos as well as try to tame Shay. Of course, she was originally our animal handler. So that's the breaks, unfortunately. When your only good animal handler goes wild, what can you do? Well, now take a look at this. We've got ourselves a couple extra rooms laid out. I finally deconstructed that monument that we had converted, since now this thing is pretty much ready, just ready for floors, I should say. Not really ready for rituals just yet, although we could technically do them. But okay, the Hussars have destroyed this little obstacle, and I can fill that in. This is not going to be perfect here, because they won't be able to get through this way, but that's okay. I mean, they can go through the doors if they need, but it's not crucial here. In fact, I don't know, at some point we'll probably extend. I don't know what we're going to do with the trap funnel here, but we'll work on that. You know, it all comes together in the end. Everything works itself out, you know. But this is going to be extremely helpful in getting us away from this rectangular building here, because then I can start to put all these beds and stuff over here. I built a few extra too, didn't I? I was going to do a quest where we accepted some refugees, but I changed my mind. Technically, I forgot. But we're just, I'm going to use these maybe for some more hospital beds in the future, or hey, even better, some guest beds. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of waiting on the constructors here. Let's lay out the floors. So I've got a little bit of granite and some marble. Let's do something like this. If I do a nice little walkway with the with the granite, for instance, that kind of follows. Whoops, I've got the wrong tool. But if we use it to follow this pathway that leads into the building, I think that'll look kind of cool. You know, follows it straight across with some granite. And then let's switch it up, and we'll use something like this in marble here. So I can do this across. It's going to be a little bit annoying. Like I said, I have to do this one line at a time just so it's perfect. But them's the breaks. There we go. Don't forget to place it underneath the speakers and stuff too, in every little crevice. All right, this is going to look good, I think. Especially once we get the lights in here. All right, so we're going to give them a little bit of time, but I think we've got all the materials, so we should be able to complete this. Oh boy, well, I was hoping to have a nice little ritual here, but we got a raid. So, oh, and they're attacking immediately. Oh, they're dropping in right on top of us. Oh god, this is not good. Let's get everybody here, all our non-violent pawns. I'll just stick them over here for now. Let's go ahead and grab our combatants. I don't know where they're dropping, but let's find out. All right, here we go. We're just going to slow it down. Oh, perfect. They're dropping inside of this new area. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's get our fighters. Whoops, not Veronica. Let's get our fighters right out here. Okay, boy, oh boy. I think this is a group of Itakin here, too. So, man, what we're probably going to need is, let me see. I think... Oh, Buddy's not a combatant. What am I thinking? I was looking for strong. So she's got a shock lance. He's got a shield. Lady V has the insanity lance. So let's get her right up to the front. Man, oh man, guys, I hate these drop pod raids. I truly do. But we've run out of time for today's episode, so we're going to have to end it on a cliffhanger here. Like I said, I wanted to end with a ritual, but Randy won't let me. We've got to go out with a violent bang instead of a nice peaceful ritual. So tune in for tomorrow's episode to see if we can survive yet another raid. But thank you so much for joining me, guys. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the series so far. I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Also, big shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and I will see everybody on the next one.